So again, good morning, everybody. What we're doing today is going over the contract highlights and ratification. So we're going to try to keep this short and sweet and try to be out of here and done by 10:20. But obviously, if y'all have questions, we'll stay on and we'll go a little longer. So we're going to do a quick bargaining overview, the top highlights of the tentative agreements, the overview of the ratification process and when that occurs, and then finally question and answers. And for those of you that don't know me, my name's Elizabeth Emery, so I'm the LCA president. And I have my cat joining me today, so if you hear a meow, it might be from my kitty this morning. And if you can't hear me too well, I apologize. If you're not aware, I was recently in a car accident and I lost several teeth. But I'm going to try to enunciate as best as possible. So hopefully you can hear me okay. And then Jessica, you want to say hello?
Hi, I'm Jessica Sawicki. I'm the vice president. For those who don't know, I've been in the county for 22 years. I've worked from Beverly Shores to Rhymes to Oak Park to Umatilla High School. So I've worked the gamut of grade levels. We're excited to bring this to you today. Um, Elizabeth, you want to do the next slide and start?
Absolutely. So we just want to make sure that y'all are aware that LCA is a member-led organization. We are educators. I am a born and raised Lake County resident. I went to Lake County Public Schools, taught in County Public Schools, so I'm not some outside person coming in, and neither is Jessica or anybody in our organization. We are all Lake County educators, and everything we do is driven by member voices. Every educator, every position across the district needs to be represented and heard. So that means everything from classroom teachers to school counselors to social workers to deans. All of those folks are part of our unit, and their values and concerns are important. So we want to make sure that we look at every issue, even if the one individual member is impacted, we're going to look at that because any person experiencing an issue is a threat to all of us. We move as a collective on issues that are widely and deeply felt. So that's why things like compensation is really pushed because that's something that impacts everyone. And collective action is the tool that we secure the win. That's why we keep asking for folks to come to bargaining or to engage in some collective action. And wins happen over time. They don't happen overnight. Union work and it is a lot of work, and transformational change takes time. So we like to say it's a marathon, not a sprint.
So what is bargaining? Bargaining is a constitutional right in the state of Florida for us to bargain our working conditions, our salary and benefits. We negotiate between the district and the union LCA for these rights. And we won this back in the early 70s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this has been a godsend for us because other states who don't have collective bargaining are in worse positions than we are.
Which is saying a lot because
Yeah.
we're not in a great position, right? So just a couple reality checks here, right? And this is something that I had to learn too when I started bargaining, that we don't get everything we ask for or want. We typically ask for the whole kitchen, meaning we ask for absolutely everything we possibly could, but usually get just the sink or the faucet. Every year we make a little bit more progress, but we haven't seen big transformational change because of the 10% rule. So the rule is if we have 10% of our bargaining unit involved, we'll only get 10% of what we ask for. So again, it goes back to that participation piece. As we mentioned, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It took us 5 years to get the bereavement language that we have. And then this year we saw a big change in bereavement. And again, that was because we did collective action. We had a bunch of folks show up to the school board meeting. So it makes a difference when you have participation. Sometimes it takes several years to get the language that we want. And again, the only thing that speeds it up is collective action and participation. Oh, I'm sorry, Jess.
That's okay.
So the top highlights of the tentative agreement, there's a lot, right? Remember, our contract is over 100 pages and we have limited time, so we're just going to go over the top key points. So we were able to secure a $3.3 million compensation package. And what that means is there's going to be a salary increase and bonuses recognizing effective and highly effective educators. That's about 1.1 million for the TSIA. And then we have yearly compensation for all advanced degrees. So that's been an ongoing fight for several years as well, basically since the state passed a law saying that advanced degrees had to align with your area of certification. But we've made progress on that. So now folks, with regardless of their certification, are going to receive some compensation. We expanded stipend language as well as bereavement leave. So we've now got language for multiple deaths. We had a really awful situation with a member who lost her husband and her parents in the same year. And so we want to make sure that folks that have that sort of just awful situation gets that bereavement leave and aren't limited to just one death. And then step families. We know that our families are blended and they don't just look like blood relatives. So we want to make sure that they're included in the bereavement leave as well. And we were able to get that. We got the guaranteed lunch and planning time for all instructional staff, including non classroom educators. That was something we really wanted for our non full-time teachers that aren't just teaching kids all day, but are doing like social work or our school counselors. So we want to make sure that they're getting their lunch and planning time as well. We reduced duties outside of contract hours. This is still an ongoing battle, but we were able to at least get graduation to count as 2 duties. We also worked on intervention time language. We made it clear that intervention is not an instructional period and added additional language to strengthen the protections there. There's still work to be done there as well. And then stronger protections for health insurance coverage. We've been having lots of issues with health insurance and prescription benefits. So we made sure to strengthen that language so that any changes had to be communicated in advance and go through the insurance committee with educator input. So those are just some quick highlights, but details of this, we'll show y'all how to get those details later on.
But the work isn't done. We're still looking forward, and we're committed to tackling some long-term challenges, including more fair compensation solutions, workload support for ESC specialists and testing coordinators, improvement to the athletic stipends, mentoring compensation, class sizes. We've also been working on paid parental leave. So these are just some of the things that we are continuing to work on. And there's more. These are just the highlights.
Yeah, and just to show y'all kind of the bargaining timeline, we're working on finishing this graphic so we can share it with our reps and on our social media and our website, just to show y'all that this is an ongoing process. It really happens all year long, and there's a lot of work that goes into bargaining, and things change. You may note back in May, the district told us there was a $35 million budget deficit. And they were essentially saying, we probably won't be doing a salary increase for educators. And so you can see that that changed. And it changed because of the progress in bargaining and the work of our members. So a lot happens in between the start of bargaining and the end, and there's a lot of preparation that goes into it. We calculated the other day that we have negotiated over $40 million since 2020. So that's basically since I've been involved in bargaining and negotiations. But we recognize that that doesn't feel like 40 million, right? Like none of us are getting wealthy or living the luxury life. So we know educators deserve more. And so we've got a lot more work to do. And that means we really need folks to stand with us. We've had a total of almost 50 people come to bargaining, and that was fantastic. But we need more people to stand with us, more people to join in membership, and just imagine what we could accomplish if that happened. So if you are a member, we really appreciate you standing with us, and make sure that you're using all your benefits and using the opportunities available to you. We always encourage members to get involved and to take a look at the amazing ways that your dues work for you. And if you aren't a member yet, we highly encourage you to take a look at our website, consider joining, talk to your colleagues, find out why they are a part of LCA. So that way we can make a difference together. Jessica?
Sorry. Um, okay, all members of the instructional bargaining unit, regardless of membership, um, are eligible to vote. So it doesn't matter if you're an LCA member or not, every bargaining unit member gets to vote. Um, educators may vote by coming by the local LCS district work site that they're at, or with their building rep, they can hold ratification votes on the date on January 28th. Instructional staff may also vote at the LCA office, which is in Leesburg, from 8:30 to 4:30. If you are someone who goes from different sites, you can vote at any site. You do not have to be at your home site to vote. Your worksite leader will communicate with you the date, time, and location of the vote. Ballots will be counted at the LCA election committee immediately after 5 p.m. on Wednesday at the LCA office on January 28th. Any bargaining unit member is welcome to observe the counting of ballots.
And
If you go to our site, we have all kinds of things for you to look at. We have an updated the tentative agreement highlight document. We have a updated compensation FAQ for you. All kinds of stuff. We have the actual TAs on the website that you can click on and read each one, and you can see all the changes that we went through while we were doing it. This is the compensation FAQ. There's almost 30 questions on there if you click on the question, if you don't want to read through the whole thing, you're just looking at certain things, you can click on the question and go to the bookmark, and it will take you directly to that question.
All right, so now we're going to open it up to questions. Jessica, do you have the ability to stop the